Give your Valentine the gift of balance at Urban Med Spa and Weight Loss Center. See how our men's health services can work for you or your partner. Alleviate the countless issues that can arise from hormone imbalance, such as low energy, changes in body composition, ED, or other symptoms. Book your complimentary consultation now by calling 704-610-3535 or visit urbanmedspacharlotte.com. That's urbanmedspacharlotte.com.
Freedom is all about choices, and while there is only one Jeep brand, you have the freedom to choose from an epic lineup of Jeep brand vehicles. Hit the trails with the versatile classic, the Jeep Gladiator, or experience the wild and style with the sophistication and comfort of the Jeep Grand Cherokee or Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xE. Looking for a more immersive experience? Let nature come to you in the open-air Jeep Wrangler or Jeep Wrangler 4xE, America's best-selling plug-in hybrid. Whatever you choose, adventure is just one drive away. Visit Jeep.com for details. Based on 2022 CYQ4 sales, GD Power retail sales data. Jeep is a registered trademark.
Okay, hey y'all, welcome back to my Plus Size Grandma Reality Show podcast with Miss Coco. I had to come back and do a pre-recorded version of this because I'm trying to go live and the hackers are not letting me get through live with the Wi-Fi connection. So here I am on the pre-recorded version, but it's the same thing. We still gonna talk good. Y'all, I am cooking and chatting with y'all tonight. We're cooking Alfredo noodles with turkey meat and sauteed onions in it. And we need to add a little bit of butter to this meat mix that we got going on. And that's it, y'all. That's all we're gonna have. Might do some garlic toast if one of my granddaughters feel like doing it, but they waiting on me to do it. That might not happen. But anyway, we're talking about Monique and Sidney getting threatened, and we're talking about Monique's son coming on TikTok, and he started, talking about Monique and the situation that they got going on at hand. And I could not blame the son for putting his voice in there and letting everybody know that, hey, I'm not really cool with what's going on. I just haven't said anything because I didn't feel need to say anything. So Monique's son, he's like in his 30s, I think, his early 30s. And he's really like, you could tell he's traumatized. You could tell that he's hurt by the way he speaks. You could tell that he really tried to connect with his mom, but all she kept thinking about was steal the career, steal the money, and not really realizing that, hey, your money don't buy love. Your money doesn't replace the fact that you were not here for me. And all he wants his mom to do is take accountability for what she has done, which was abandon him. Ain't that something, y'all? So everybody's got these abandonment issues going on. The family's in trouble. They've been in trouble. But I say this, and I say it with love. Some families, you were just meant to get the DNA. And then you were meant to scoot on, go live life. Because in some of these families, you're not going to find people who really want to love and care for you, and even down to the mothers. Mothers don't always have a bond with their children. And clearly, Monique did not have a bond with her oldest son. Now, he talks about how Monique does favor the other children and how they have their dad, but to him, he got to be Uncle Sidney instead of Daddy Sidney. And I thought Monique, when she responded back with that, talking about, well, he's always been your uncle. I was like, woman, did you not marry this man so that makes him a stepdaddy? So why not treat him like the rest of the kids? But no, Monique is in this daddy phase. And I'm going to tell you something else too. I really sincerely feel like that man, is something about that man. He's so sneaky. But I believe whatever that man is up to is going to be exposed. And you think Monique is down now? When that man gets really exposed for who he is, I think Monique may end up losing the rest of her family. So many are saying that Monique is the problem. Now, I agree with Monique on the blackballing thing. She has a right not to promote the movie if she don't want to promote the movie, and she shouldn't have been blackballed because she chose to stay at home with her family. Now, I agree with her on that because, Constitution says we have a right to say yes or no. But now, the one thing I don't agree with how she did her son, how she left her son for the career, saying that I'm going to make things better for us. Ladies, don't do that, because you don't make things better for your family. You create more problems. It would have probably been better to try to tough it out and see if you could handle the child and the career, let it grow a little at a time. But no, she was selfish in that area. We got to admit, mothers, sometimes we can be selfish. Sometimes we'll pursue our goals and dreams, and we'll say, here, grandma, or here, mama, take care of the child. And then that child is left back with abandonment issues because he's got no attachments to nobody. Nobody is really attaching to this child. This child is fending himself emotionally. And Monique, you're wrong for that. Now, he looking for you to be held accountable for that. And even once you do take responsibility for real, and not just for show, I think there's still issues there. That's what I think. I think the issues are still going to sit there because that's a grown man now. Bonding takes years. He didn't grow up without you now. And now he's got to get to know you, and you got to get to know him. And as long as Sidney's there, I don't see that happening. Because Sidney is pretty open about everything, including y'all's relationship. So I don't see that happening. I don't see the one big happy family. I see that maybe y'all will finally speak and come to some understanding to understand one another, whether it's through agreement or disagreement. Maybe that's possible farther on down the road. But as of right now, you're dealing with a hurt child. That child he's a grown man, but he's a wounded boy. The same way women have inner girls, wounded girls on the inside, the wounded little girl on the inside, men go through the same thing. So why would it be any different with your son? I really hate that too. Y'all, I'm getting this hamburger meat out now. I really hate that for him because he was right, and I couldn't blame him. I'm right there with him. I don't be praying to no universe either. I pray to God, and Monique is praying to the universe. I had no idea she believed that way until everything she was talking about was the universe did it. Okay, honey, if you feel that way, that the universe is doing it, if the universe is doing it for you, I ain't saying nothing. Because you're tired to believe what you want to believe. Y'all hear my water pouring? Yeah. I told y'all, that's all we had to do. Now all we got to do next is just cook these noodles down. We're going to use a chicken bouillon in it. And then we're going to add our sauce after they cook down. That's it. Yeah, Monique started talking about the universe. I was like, what the world? I didn't know she was into that like that, but okay, I get you. But you're going to need God to mend your family back. The universe didn't give you your family. It was God that gave you your family. Now, let's talk about her and Sidney a little bit. Now, Sidney is a big problem. Sidney is a problem for everybody. He's a problem for the movie directors, producers. He's a problem for the agents. He's a problem for her kids. Sidney is a problem. And everybody sees this problem except for her. Now, they were threatened. And the text message that they were text is, let me pull it back up. Y'all, let's go to Sweet Betty screenshot. Come on, Sweet Betty screenshot. We're going here to the screenshots, and I call it Sweet Betty now. Okay, so Monique and her family lives threatened. Somebody text, you might want to get that. Just letting you know the Illumi has the eyes. And then he texts back, somebody texts back and said, good looking out, and thank you for letting me know. And then a text said, I'm coming over to off your family tonight. In other words, I'm coming to get rid of your family tonight. The K word, but we're not going to use the K word. And let's see. Monique gets a looming threat and says no apology. So I'm telling y'all, it's really deep. It's what I've been saying all along, that once you get blackballed, it's more than your career or finances on the line. It's your whole livelihood. It's your life itself. And for those of you who don't know that, you need to go and study McCarthyism, and you will see that most of those people back in those days, they didn't survive what happened to them. Some of them were off, they did it themselves, or somebody else did it. That's why it's a serious thing, and that's why I didn't agree that she should be blackballed just because of a movie. Come on, y'all. But see, you got to think about it. That was millions of dollars at hand, and when you dealing with people money, people would kill you over their money. Y'all, I'm going to taste this hamburger meat. I'm going to turkey meat. See how it goes. Okay. That's good. Yeah. So they've been threatened. It could be over the interview she did with Shannon, or it could be what her son said, or a combination of both, which we all know it's over that. We know it's over the interview. And Monique has got to really, I don't want to say be quiet, because she has a right to speak her truth. And nobody should ever feel like, if I say what's going on with me, now I got to deal with, I might die. Or I got to worry about, am I going to get beat up, or the threats. She has a right to speak her truth and do it without retaliation. But in this case, the retaliation is real. And the universe ain't gonna help her. She needs God. She needs God in a time like this. And she needs somebody who's really got her best interest at hand. Because Sidney is blinded, y'all. Sidney is blind by his own self-conceited ways. As a matter of fact, some would call him a covert narcissist. He only sees within, and whatever he says is right. You can't tell him nothing. It's just all about him. And because of that, he's leading this family down a bad path. Now, I don't know how other three sons are. Now, from what they say, they're adults too. So I don't know how that is, but it's just time that people wake up and realize, listen, let people be themselves. People should be able to live their life without having to worry about threats and getting hurt over lies at that. Because I really think it's over the interview that she did with Shannon. She did talk a lot. She did expose a lot, and she had every right to do so, because I know what it feels like to try to redeem yourself in a world that's already condemned you. The thing is, now she's trying to redeem herself to the wrong people. She needs to redeem and reconnect with God. That's where she needs to go, because trying to prove a point to people is going to be pointless, because once your name is out there, people aren't going to forget that. They're going to, just like Cellulite Susie or Betty. Everybody knows Cellulite Susie. That name is out there. It's sticking. It's ringing. So the best thing she can do is try to make new. Make new. And don't include all this in everything that she does, because she's keeping it alive without progress. Now, it would be progress if we actually saw some action being taken besides just mouthing. But we're not seeing the action taken that needs to be taken, like criminal action, civil action. We're not seeing these petitions happening. We're just seeing her repeat the same thing that she's been repeating for 10 years. She needs, and I wonder on that, though. I wonder why she hasn't had a lawyer to take this to court. You know, I wonder on that. And could it be that no lawyer will represent her because of the blackballing? Because, you know, once you go into the blackball system, lawyers don't want to mess with you. They're like, you ain't finna bring my company down. I'm not going to be known for helping someone who's blackballed. Lawyers are scared of cases like this. They're scared of it. They don't want no part in it because they know firsthand, because they're part of it firsthand anyway. They know that if they take a case like this, they got to purposely settle for less for you. And they have to make sure that your experience is long, dragged out, and that it's not a good one, and that it's ran in circles. Like everything that could be handled in one day, they'll have to drag it out for about 30 days, making you suffer and wait even more. So even with a lawyer, it's going to be kind of hard. But I say we need action off Monique's side, and less mouth and more action. And I think that would also be safer for her too, is to put the right action, the right legal action where it belongs. The legal and civil action where it belongs. Okay, y'all, my water is starting to heat up. I'm going to add in here these egg noodles. Stick with me, guys. Stick with me. Because we are cooking and chatting about Monique and Sidney. It's just something about him. I go back to him. Like, why didn't they get lawyers and help? I mean, that's the big question. If all this was going on and all this was so bad, my drive would be to prove what was done instead of just talking about it to people who couldn't help. I mean, even Shannon can't help. He can't help. I mean, he aired her story out. Yeah, he got the word out. And it may help her some. But keep in mind, there's still a list out there with her name on it. So we're going to wait around and see if the interview is going to be productive or if it was a waste of time. A what? Because all interviews aren't good. Now, this got the attention that they wanted to get, but is it going to bring any resolution to what's going on? That's the big question. That is the big question right there. And again, jumping back to her son, man, that boy is hurt, y'all. And I almost feel his pain, because imagine this mother who just flats out. It tells you, I didn't want to be a mother at this time. I just wanted to pursue my career. I was young. I didn't know any better. But then when you got older, you still didn't do any better. I mean, that's like a double kick in the face, waiting for mama to straighten up. And there's no mommy. There's just this woman who keeps bouncing in and out of your life with empty promises. Now, Monique does have some answering to do. She owes him more than what she's given him. And the money that she spent, that they were talking about, oh my God. Sidney brought it up, y'all. Sidney brought up how Monique was spending this money on the grandchild. Well, ain't you supposed to? I mean, if you want to, Shouldn't you spend what you want on your grandchildren? I mean, that'd be like me. Now, I cook almost every day. And one thing about me, I don't like eating by myself. So a lot of times I say, y'all, come on up here and get something to eat. Because when I cook, I buy, it's not really buying in bulk, but I buy in a way that it turns out to be a bulk meal that I can't eat by myself. And so I say, y'all, come on up here and eat some whenever I do cook. And they'll come up here and eat. That would be like me saying, I fed them children all their lives. No, I asked them children to come eat with me. I would be a hypocrite if I went back and said, I'm feeding them children. If it weren't for me, them children wouldn't eat. Because that's a lie. That's a lie. That would be a lie. Just like it is with her. When Sidney brought that up, I looked at him then and I was like, them beady eyes. Yeah, he plotting. He plotting. He really don't care that she being tore down. And it's like I said, anytime there's a person that's being blackballed, they also have a handler. And that handler is the one that keeps them in check, is the one that makes sure that they are staying in line, so to speak, and that they're only speaking certain things, not releasing the meat of it all, but maybe releasing the vegetables with a little side fat. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. So Sidney is sneaky. And I think he's her handler. And I think he's been her handler for a long time until she's just blind and don't realize it. Maybe ignorant to the fact that there is a such thing as a handler that normally comes along with blackballing. It's like me, I got a handler. I know them when I see them. And she has a handler. And I think it's him. And I think anything that he does, and everything he does, have y'all noticed this? That anything he say or do on Monique's behalf makes her look worse. And that's why I say I think he may be her handler. That's just like Wendy. Look at Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams, right at the height of everything going so good, everybody just started liking her, even though she had all that mouth and gossip. She had a good thing going on, and then all of a sudden, just like that, everything is snatched from underneath her. Her mind, her health. And we're being told that she's delusional and that she can't do for herself and she needs a guardian. There are certain things that happen behind the scenes that people don't want you to know why these people need guardians. Because they do dope people up. The handler makes sure that you get everything you need to help yourself look crazy. Or to help yourself look mentally ill and unstable. And when you try to not retaliate, but when you try to prove that you're not this thing, the handler already has a plan for that too. The handler is going to make sure that you stay worked up about whatever's going on for that day or whatever's been said or done in that hour. The handler going to make sure that you stay worked up about it so that whenever it's time to go to the public, you don't speak with common sense. You speak off of anxiety or fear. And people are going to be like, yep, she's crazy. She's delusional. I got done like that, y'all. I guess it was fear. I'm going to say it was fear that day when I went on Facebook Live and I was like, somebody's following me. Somebody's stalking me. But I didn't know it was coming from being blacklisted here in my town. I didn't know that. And so I did look crazy. I goes back now and I look at that video sometimes and I'm like, okay, so people didn't understand what I was talking about. And the ones who did was trying to make me look even more crazier. So people know exactly what's going on. It's just that everybody's not going to respond into it because they know how deep that this thing goes because of the threats. The threats that are associated with someone being blackballed are really serious. It's criminal. At this point, what they're doing has left from a civil matter and it's become a criminal matter. That's called threatening, communicating threats, and harassment. It's criminal at this point. Now is the time the police needs to get involved. Detectives need to come in and investigate these IP addresses and all. And I hope they get to the bottom of it. And I hope that Monique's son, I'm not going to say, if I was to see Monique's son in person, I would not tell him to, I wouldn't say you got to be around your mama. I would say forgive her and move on with your life. If you can stand being around her, then stand being around her. But if you can't stand being around her and it takes from your life to be around her because of what she did or how she may be conducting herself now towards you, then don't be around her. That's what I would tell them. Shake the dust off and get on and live your life, honey. Because life is too short to be out here trying to prove yourself to somebody who already made up in their mind when you was a baby that you wasn't that important to them. And see, that's what people don't understand. We got some mothers out here who know from day one, the moment that they're carrying the child, that child is not important to them. They know. They act like it. They smoke and drink with the kids. They do everything that they're not supposed to do. Intentionally. Some of them talk negative while they're pregnant. Intentionally. They know the baby hears all that negative stuff. So that's what I would tell her son. I would say, you're a grown man. Go heal. Don't worry about her. She's fine. Go heal. Well, she's not really fine because Monique is in a fog or something. I mean, the way she's up under her daddy, that man is not your daddy, woman. The moment you realize that he's not your daddy and never will be your daddy, see, when you're dealing with perverts like to play games where you call them mommy, or you call them daddy, or you call them some kind of little child name. You gotta be careful of that. And I'm not saying he's a pervert, but I'm saying you gotta be careful of the names you call each other. It tells a lot about a person. And I'm talking about even doing sex. Even while you're having sex, you gotta be careful that you're not really just calling this man out, trying to make a daddy out of him, and being obedient, in this role play thing, and really it's something psychological going on with you. Monique she needs help. She needs to wake up. She's losing out on people because of this man, Sidney, who is her handler. I don't care. I think he her handler, y'all. For those of you who don't know what a handler is, let me get a definition for you. Let me get one for you. I believe that he is all the way. Okay. A person who trains or has charge of an animal. Okay. Okay, wrong definition. Okay, this one here says, a handler is someone whose job is to be in charge of and control. I'm not going to say animals, but I'm going to say the mind. Let me say a human handler. I don't know how to... Okay, let me say this. Handler in relationship. Okay, so... that's not it. A handler is someone whose job is to deal with a particular type of object. Handler is used for agents that have a contact person that tells them what to do. This is often used to discredit politicians by implying that they have a handler who tells them what to do. This is used for Biden, who is supposedly not capable of thinking for himself, so he gets told what to do or say by his handler. What is the full meaning of handler? A person in immediate physical charge of an animal. Okay, that's still the same thing. But that's what it is. What is a social handler? As a social handler, a key aspect of the job is to create and manage content that caters to the brand's target audience. In other words, her handler, he is to control her and keep her under control and call himself making the best decisions for her in order to gain. Now, what is he gaining? He's gaining money. We don't know what Sidney does. I mean, all we know is he running around saying that he's her manager. That's what we know of him, is that he's her so-called manager, but we've never heard of this Sidney dude having a job. Y'all, my noodles are done. Let me cut that off now. We never heard of him having a job, or who was he before he met Monique? What did he do? Was he married? I don't know. But what I do know is who he's been since he met Monique. Her handler. That's who he is. He handles everything, but he just calling it manager. But really, he's keeping her isolated from people. That's what it is. That's probably why, got a lot to do with why she's being treated the way she's treated, too. I don't think she's going to be with him like that. I think his time is just about up. That's what I think. Because now, once she starts getting back out here with people, y'all, I'm putting this sauce in now. She's going to start realizing, and her head is going to start clearing out, that, hey, there's people out here who did care about me, and some of them were telling me to... Oh my God, I cannot open this. Some people were telling me the truth. Oh my God, why this thing gotta be on so tight? Whoo, y'all, that took a lot of girl power. This is the Prego sauce that I'm pouring in here. Home style. Prego. The more time that she spends away from Sidney, the more her brain is going to heal, and she's going to realize that some of the stuff people was telling her was the truth, and some of the stuff that she was agreeing to was just a whole bunch of Sidney really keeping her underneath mind control. Because that's what it... Y'all, that is what blacklisting and blackballing all really is a form of mind control. That's what it really is. Just like the people who are involved in it, who are told to do certain things to the subject or the target, they're under mind control. The target is under mind control. There's some areas in my life where I know I'm under mind control. And I can't stop what I'm saying or doing until, once I catch it, I change up. But for the most part, sometimes I don't even realize that I'm triggered by something. And that's just the truth about it. But anyway, y'all, it's been great talking with y'all. I gotta go. My 30 minutes is up. And let's just keep all parties in prayer. Cause I'm still serious on that. I believe Monique and her son will be all right, but we got to do something with Sidney. We got to do something with Sidney, y'all. Sidney he just making a mess. Ever since he been in the picture, it's been nothing but a mess. All right, peace, love, and happiness.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time. No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.